guys, it's Melanie, and I've actually had a couple of requests to share my Sephora VIB sales recommendations and to share what I'm thinking about getting at the sale. I'm definitely going to be hitting the sale up, but I really don't have much in my cart right now. I'm trying really hard to be responsible. There's some things that I really want, but I'm not going to go crazy this time around because I do only get 15% off. So I believe VIB Rouge and VIBs get 15% off, and then just regular Beauty Insiders get 10% off. So anyway, I'm going to share with you really quickly what I have in my cart here, and then I will also tell you guys some recommendations for products that I think are totally going to be worth splurging on. Because if you're going to purchase things at Sephora, you might as well purchase them during a time when you can get them on a discount, either in the spring or in the fall. I feel like that's the best time to really kind of go crazy at Sephora. I also... when I get the stuff that I decide to get, I have an Ulta haul coming in because I received a 20% off coupon from Ulta as well. But it was actually 20% off of like the drugstore stuff and only 10% off of like the high-end stuff. But I will combine the two hauls once everything gets here at some point in April. So, okay. The first thing that I have in here is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. I'm obsessed with this thing. I'm dying to get my hands on it. I've shown it on Instagram several times. I'm obsessed with this palette. It's all mattes. They are it's just a beautiful array of colors. I really like the texture of Kat Von D shadows, and like ever since I saw that this thing was coming out, I was like, yes, it will be mine. I love matte eyeshadows. I have really come to love matte eyeshadows in the last couple of years, and quite honestly, like, if I don't get my hands on this palette, I think I'll be a little sad. I'm hoping that it doesn't sell out as soon as the sale starts. I kind of feel like that's probably going to be my luck, but who knows. Okay, second item that I have are my Clarisonic replacement heads. I use the deep pore ones. So normally I would get the 2-pack for $44, but this time around, I think I'm just going to get the single one for $27, and then obviously I get the 15% off because I am due to replace this one in July, and then when November comes around, I'll buy the 2-pack for 20% off, if that makes sense, because in November I will still be using the new one that I'm going to purchase now to put on here in July, if that makes sense. For me, replacing the brush heads every like 6 months works great because I only use the Clarisonic once a day. I don't use it twice a day. So that works pretty well for me. So I'm going to get the deep pore guy. Boring, but it's a must. So I have 2 brushes in here. So I have the Sephora Collection All Over Powder Brush number 61. This thing is like a massive powder brush. I'm a little bit hesitant to grab that one because it's $46, and there is a It Cosmetics brush. It's actually a set. So on QVC.com, there is a set that has the Luxe Heavenly Face Brush, which looks very similar to the Sephora one. And it also comes with the Face Vitality Disc. So that big disc that you've probably seen someone on YouTube talking about, where half of it is the bronzer and then the other half is a highlighter and a blush. I've always wanted to try the Face Vitality Disc, and I really want a good, large, like fluffy brush. So I'm thinking about actually probably doing that set because that's a better deal overall than just getting the Sephora All Over Powder brush for $46, because I want to say that that set is like $48, maybe $53 by the time that you pay for shipping. So I'm really kind of leaning towards that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, and then the second brush that I know I'm going to be purchasing is the Marc Jacobs Beauty the Face 2 Sculpting Foundation Brush number 2. That's a complicated name for a brush. It's $48, you guys. It's going to kill me to pay that much for a brush. However, I'm a powder foundation girl, and I am always looking for awesome powder foundation brushes. This one is supposed to be really good for powder foundation, so that's why I'm really interested in it. They have it at my local store, and I felt it, and it just feels like a beautiful, luxurious brush. Most of you that have watched me for a while know of my complete disdain and disgust for all of my Sigma brushes that I purchased when Sigma first started peddling their products. I have had the worst luck with my Sigma brushes. They still bleed, they shed like crazy, most of them have fallen apart, like the ferrule literally comes off the handle. Just really bad luck. I don't know whether to like chalk that up to I bought these brushes when they were still first like starting up as a company, or they're just shit brushes totally, you know, like they were then and they are now. I don't know. I never purchased any more after the first couple of sets that I bought, and I'm slowly trying to just weed them out and just get them out of my life because quite frankly they just piss me off. So I'm going to be investing in some brushes here over the next like year or so, but I'm not going to go out and buy like a bunch of really expensive brushes all at once. It's going to be a slow process over time, and I'm going to purchase them when I can get them on sale. Like at the VIB sale. So honestly, that is all that I have in my cart is 2 brushes, probably only getting one of them, and then the Kat Von D new eyeshadow palette. So small haul. I did get some other things from the Ulta haul that may be more exciting. So anyway, that's it. There's obviously other things that I want, but I'm trying to be a responsible human being, and I don't want to just buy for the sake of like buying everything. I'm really trying to be selective with my purchases and to be very picky in terms of like what I want to show on my channel and what I really want to promote. I don't want to be one of those people that's constantly like, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, you know, like, because I too, like, I believe in being on a budget. Like, I do have some discretionary income that I can put towards stuff like this, but I also believe in being smart and like putting money away for retirement, putting money away for Stella's school. And so it's not smart for me to just be spending all of my like extra money on makeup. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that. But here, why don't I give you some recommendations on how you can spend your money, eh? First things first, I'm putting this thing back into the frame because I really, with every fiber of my being, think that everyone on the planet should own a Clarisonic. I know there are a few people out there who have said this is not worth the hype, that it sucks, that it made them break out. When I first started using this, I did have a purging period as well. I no longer purge because this thing has changed my skin. Along with really good skincare, the combination of the two have just really, my skin looks better now than it ever did in my early 20s. Like, and I'm 36 now. So I really feel like one of the best things that you can do for your skin is to clean it properly every single night. We all pile a lot of crap on our faces. You need a Clarisonic to get stuff like that off. I don't like those spin brushes. One, they're messy. Cleanser just goes flying everywhere with those. And I just don't think that they get as deep into your pores as the Clarisonic does. I purchased mine from QVC like 4 years ago now, and I love it. It still works beautifully for me. There's lots of different models now. There's the Mia 1, Mia 2, Mia 3. There's the Aria. I think the Aria is actually the Mia 3. This is the Clarisonic Plus, so I can use this with like the body attachments, but I never have. There's so many different models now. I just really think if you can invest in something like this, it is honestly life-changing. You do have to let your skin get used to it. That may mean breaking out a little bit before things get better, but for me personally, this has been one of the best investments ever. Okay, that was a lot of time on the Clarisonic. Perfume recommendation, C by Giorgio Armani. I really wish that I could like snag this, but I said in my Friday favorites, I'm going to have Craig get it for me for our anniversary this year, so I'm going to hold out. But C is a beautiful fragrance, you guys. It's a very romantic, like oriental, musky, like more evening type fragrance, but I love it. I just, like, I hose myself down with this because I just love it so much. Every time that I go into my local Sephora, before I even, like, start swatching makeup and filling my cart, I go over to the perfume and I spray myself with that because it just puts me in a good mood, which then helps me shop. So that's my perfume recommendation. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes that, if you don't have them and you're thinking about them, these are the ones that I would steer you towards. First is the Tartelette palette. This is the Amazonian Clay Matte palette. These are all mattes. I love these. When you guys have seen looks with this on Instagram, you have given me really great feedback. They're beautiful, beautiful matte shadows. I honestly just cannot get enough of them. I really, really recommend grabbing this one because it is going to be limited edition. So at some point soon, it'll go away. It's not going to be around forever. Speaking of, like, not being around forever and then, like, suddenly coming back, it's the Laura Mercier Pro Artist Palette for Eyes. And these are just a bunch of neutrals and plums. Whoops. And I absolutely love this. I think it's so gorgeous. There are a few people who got this originally when it was released like 2 years ago and they didn't like it. They said it was kind of chalky, but I've never had that experience with this. I love this palette. It has a good amount of mattes. It has a good amount of like pearl type finishes, like satin pearl. I love it. I don't know what else to say about it. I just think it's totally worth the splurge, and I would really suggest getting it on sale because I want to say it's like 55 bucks. It is worth it though. I love it. And then this one I think is just a great neutral. I know a lot of people prefer the semi-matte, but I kind of prefer this one, and there goes the little thing. It is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette, obviously. I just feel like this has an awesome number of neutrals and just beautiful colors. Gorgeous. I love this palette. I'm actually going to be pulling this one out again for my weekly beauty basket here after I change it out the next go around. I feel like these shadows are so beautiful. They apply beautifully and they wear really nicely throughout the day. I just love them. If you don't have this one yet, give it a try. I have not tried the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette, but I'm definitely interested in that one. It's on a list somewhere. Okay, I have 2 blush recommendations for you. One is a Becca blush, and this is Becca blush in Sweetpea. I love Becca blushes. They're expensive, but oh God, when you put them on your cheeks, they just glide on like a dream. They give you like a glow without being like overly glowy. They're just perfection. Sweetpea is a really great neutral, like everyday. You just can't go wrong with this color. Wild Honey is also a really popular one, and I have that one as well. And I love it, and I highly recommend that one too. But if I had to choose between the 2, I would probably say start with this one. Okay, and then these, so I have 3 of these Hourglass blushes, and I have them in the Ambient Lighting Blush Palette. So you can get these individually, and the ones I'm going to recommend to you are Mood Exposure right here, and Luminous Flush right here. This, very much like the Becca blushes, they apply beautifully. They are smooth. The texture is like so hard to explain. They're just incredibly finely milled and just come off so beautifully on your skin. I have enlarged pores on my cheeks, and these don't settle into my pores. They're just beautiful. They provide like a glow from within. So if you've never tried these and you're interested in some high-end blushes, I would say these are worth the splurge, especially when you can get them for 15% off. 2 more Hourglass products. I really like the Hourglass line, and if I could just buy everything from Hourglass, I totally would. But my budget does not allow for that. First, Hourglass Diffused Light Powder. This I can use all over my face. It evens out my skin tone. It provides a glow, like a beautiful glow all over. It's not shimmery. It's not glittery. It just makes my skin look pretty. It's such a simple thing, but it's one of those things where when I put it on my face, it makes a huge, huge difference. So I love this. A lot of people use this to like set their concealer underneath their eyes. I use this up underneath my eyes, but I don't usually use concealer, and it doesn't settle into the fine lines there. It just is so beautiful. You must try one of these. And then lastly, I'm going to recommend the Veil Mineral Primer from Hourglass. I love this. I really do. It's hard for me to find primers that work for me because of my really extremely oily skin. This one works like a charm. It doesn't, again, accentuate my pores in any kind of way. It doesn't settle into them, but it provides like a luminosity to my skin. It goes on with like a pearl finish. Has a really nice pump. It is lovely. It also has an SPF of 15. So the more that you layer your SPF, the better. And that's really, this is not enough SPF in and of itself, but layering is a good idea. So there's nothing that I don't love about this primer. It has never made me break out. I love the texture of it. I love that it helps my makeup to wear all day. I love the packaging. I'm a sucker for packaging, you guys. Like an Hourglass, like this is the type of packaging that I just like drool over. Very streamlined, sleek, simple, contemporary, beautiful, well thought out. I could go on forever. Packaging. So those are my recommendations to you guys. Let me know what you're thinking about getting down below. And if you have ever tried the Face Vitality Disc from IT Cosmetics, let me know what your thoughts are on it. Because I really want the brush that comes with that set. I will link the set that I'm talking about down below. But I want the brush, and I really want to try the Face Vitality Disc. So I'm thinking about getting that instead of that big Sephora Jumbo beautiful number 61 brush. So if you have some feedback, I always appreciate it. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.